Hello, this is Scott Baceno. I'm at Misco Expo and I'm talking to Lee Dutton, who's the UK Sales Director of Misco. Hi Lee.
Hi, pleased to meet you.
So, Misco Expo, tell us a little bit about what it is and why you host it.
Well, we host it every year because we like to showcase to our customers all the products and services that we are able to offer them. We find that customers can get a certain impression of Misco purely from the catalogue or the website or the e-shop, and that's only part of the story. So we find the customers that come to the show find a whole host of other products and services that we're able to offer, and it really changes the perception of what they think Misco is, and opens their eyes to the possibilities that we can offer.
Yeah, as opposed to some sort of great big sort of direct mail giant. It shows that human face and obviously a whole bunch of your sort of vendor partners here.
Absolutely, and the marketing piece is one thing, and it is very successful, and our core business certainly is the commoditised IT type products. However, there's so much more to Misco. We have over 200 account managers on the phones there, managing all these customers that you see today, and really offering value-added services that maybe you wouldn't find in the direct marketing piece.
Yeah, I remember a little while back I interviewed some people from Misco, and you've got these things like a live chat and all sorts of stuff on the website, so I know you try and add a bit of value. And there's obviously, you've also been doing a decent job of marketing, because when I came here, I was walking down the street to get to Old Billingsgate where we are. I saw a great big queue and I thought, I wonder what that's for. It can't be from Misco, no offence. And got to the front of the queue and it was. So how have you managed to get so many people to turn up?
Yeah, it's a huge amount of work. I mean, it's funny, a couple of years ago we had the same thing, and it was the depth of the financial crisis, and people thought there was a run on the bank when they saw the queue outside. But what we do, we put a huge amount of work on the telephones. It's not just a case of marketing it out there, because we understand that customers, their time is very valuable, and it's about really demonstrating to them and talking to them about what they can get out of the show. And we put a lot of work in on the telephones to invite people to follow up, and then follow up again close to the show to ensure that people will turn up. And because we put the hard work in, we find we get an excellent turnout on the day, as you see around you today.
Totally. So you alluded to the sort of economic situation we've been in for the last couple of years. Judging by the number of people here and the number of vendors here, Misco's still sort of doing all right. How's it all been?
Yeah, absolutely, we're doing fantastically well, and I think the reason for that, through the recession and out again, really is because we run a very low-cost business model. There's no frills and spills in our business. It's a very flat business structure, and we keep our costs to a minimum, and we pass those savings on to our customers. And we find, especially in core IT, commodity type purchasing of hardware and software, that customers increasingly through the recession were looking for lower cost alternatives for their IT supply, and Misco has been a really big beneficiary of that. From the very large customers coming into our space to maybe the smaller customers that really would go to maybe a local value-added reseller, you're really not wanting to pay those kind of costs and coming again into our sector.
And you've got a sort of quite a broad range of sort of customer types. From I've seen people here who clearly are just sort of end users, or at least that's my assumption. But you're pretty strong in sort of public sector as well, is that right?
Absolutely, yeah. We have a very broad customer base. We have a segment of end user customers and consumers and very small businesses, but the majority of our customer base is in the corporate and the public sector. And again, really, it's because in the public sector, certainly, we verticalised many years ago, and we have specialists in education and in healthcare and local and central government, and we're on many of the government's frameworks to enable us to supply those sectors. On the corporate side, we find that very large businesses will like to streamline their commodity purchasing, and they'll come to someone like us. And in the mid-market, we find that customers really are looking for a partner to work to add some value, and again we have a solutions offering that can suit their needs as well.
And the corporate spend sort of dropped off a cliff globally in sort of late 2008, 2009 because of all the banking crisis and all that stuff. But it seems to be picking up a little bit right now, which is quite good timing for you guys, because as is sort of in the newspapers today, the government's announced its sort of austerity packages, and there's going to be some quite sort of substantial cuts to the public sector. So I guess that sort of vindicates having a very sort of multi-tiered sort of broad approach.
Absolutely. We outperformed most of the competitors through 2008 and into 2009 because of our public sector presence, and we continue to grow strongly in that sector. And then the tables have really turned now, where for the last 6 or 9 months we've put extra focus on the corporate sector, who really lead the way out of the recession, and we've seen that absolutely, and they're investing in their businesses and looking to grow. And at the same time, we find that yes, the public sector will be under severe financial constraints. That said, we think that we will still continue to look to grow in the public sector as they look for lower cost solutions. The larger projects are being broken up, as we know, very publicly, and there will be IT money around that will probably flow down to our type of organisation. So again, we think that we will benefit from some of the changes going on through this public sector spending cuts.
All makes sense. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of the show. Thanks a lot for your time, Lee.
Absolutely, thank you very much.
So I was talking to Lee Dutton, UK Sales Director for Misco at Misco Expo 2010.